and there are screen on time results for 8.5 hours. That's completely trash. The record button and get back in the game. Hello everybody, how are you doing today? This is Himanshu and I have had this Pixel 4 XL since Thursday evening, and I had been testing the most controversial thing about this phone, which is the battery life on this phone. This phone, as all of you know by now, has 3700 milliamp hour battery, and on paper it looks bad in comparison to the competitors, and if it's bad or not we will find out in this video. But before I begin, I just want to let you know that screen on time is not the only criteria to test battery life. So during my testing, I connected this phone with the original charger overnight, and at 6 o'clock and sometimes at 6:05 when I woke up, I unplugged this phone and I did not connect this phone to charge during the entire day. I did not put it even to my wireless charging pad, which is sitting right here. So as I mentioned earlier, that screen on time is not the only criteria to test battery life. There are various criteria on how often your phone was on mobile data and how often that mobile data was switching from LTE plus to LTE or to 3G, or how often your Wi-Fi connection was losing in your phone was struggling to connect to either mobile data or Wi-Fi, or how often you were playing music in the background, or how often you were on phone calls, and how often you were on phone calls on shitty apps like WhatsApp, not that much, but Facebook Messenger, right? I talk to my parents on Facebook Messenger. So all these things play a major role in finding out your battery life. So in both the scenarios that I had, first one, force 90 Hz display. So I went into the developer options and I forced the display to run only at 90 Hz, and I got full day of battery life. However, I only got around 4 hours of screen on time, and I've used every single app, the ones that I use: Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, YouTube, Kijiji, my email. Kijiji is Canadian Craigslist. Everything that I used on this phone worked flawless. And especially with the 90 hertz, it's one of those things, when people say once you go 90 hertz, you can't go back to 60. You can clearly spot the difference between 90 hertz refresh rate and 60 hertz. So, I will be running this phone pretty much on 90 hertz. I don't care if I get 4 hours of screen on time or I get a little bit more. So in the second scenario, where I kept everything, all the settings as stock right out of the box, I got 5.5 hours of screen on time. And I watched a lot of YouTube and I still got the entire day of battery life. And I will put the results on the screen. Now, the thing is, I'm still getting the entire day of battery life. And right now, I have 42% battery left. And the time you can see yourself, it's 7:26 p.m. and I still have 42% battery life. So I am pretty happy with the battery life. I had the same amount of battery life with my S10 Plus as well. And I do not connect my phone to charger during the day ever. When my S10 Plus was running at full resolution, it gave me similar amount of battery life. And I know for some people they expect too much, but I didn't had that encounter with that great battery life on a phone that I used for over 3 months. I had the iPhone XR. I used it barely for a month and a half, and then I got rid of it. My S10 Plus, I used it for 3 months, and it had just mediocre battery life, as you would say, like the Pixel 4 XL has. So I don't have experience. I'm going to be honest. I don't have experience with the phone which has a ridiculously great battery life, just like the iPhone XR. I don't have that experience. Every single phone that I had gave me similar amount of battery life, and I think for me, I'm okay with that. Like my S10 Plus gave me similar amount of battery life, and so does my Pixel 4 XL. So yeah, so this was my testing. I got the entire day of battery life, and when forced 90 hertz, I got 4 hours of screen on time, if that matters to you. And if I kept everything stock with motion sense on, I got 5.5 hours of screen on time. So this was my results. There are things about this phone that I need to talk about, but those I will be talking about in my full review. I need time to play with this phone. I enjoy using this phone. I love the Pixel experience. So yeah, I will be talking more in detail. I will go full flossy cutter on this phone in my full review. So I would appreciate if you subscribe and also follow me on Instagram, because I post stuff, the things, behind the scene pictures, or whatever. Just follow me on Instagram, just do it. Okay, see you next time. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Bye.